Hey, this is Scott Eustace with Healthy Golf. Just going to do a little bit of an overview of some of the sites that have been sampled, some cleanup that's happened already from the CME Bianca spill of nurdles from August 2nd. It's now the 5th of September. People have already been out cleaning it. The official cleanup seems to end at Governor Nichols Wharf. Um, it was spilled. Around more around Napoleon, apparently, on the second. And just for reference, we've got low volumes at Algiers Point and maybe one or two at the entrance to Harvey Canal. So we're going to kind of skip those and go to some other places where we're planning on organizing nurdle cleanup for beach sweep. Number one is Governor Nichols Wharf. Access, you can park closer to Crescent Park and walk. We had about 75 yards of batcher sand there that could be cleaned up. Governor Nichols Wharf. On the other side, there's an access point here, an unofficial one, but it's a little bit sketch. Piety Wharf is a big plastic trap. So this is high density stuff, although a much smaller area than Governor Nichols. So we're going to be scooping and sifting there. We've been to Dislan Beach, I'll say, in the Holy Cross. It's upstream of Holy Cross. I've been to the end of the world. Apparently it's there too. That's a very low volume area. We could probably get away with dustpans. Chalmette Battlefield Beach. Upriver actually has a bit more, especially these big concrete structures to trap the nurdles. So we can scoop and sift there and then sweep on the eastern part of Chalmette, which has a lower density in the tide line. And you can see in the blue track some places we actually went today. We skipped to this little sewage and water board beach, which, yeah, it's very high intensity, where there are these kind of, the levee bends into the river and you have piers. We're finding that it's these slackwater areas right up against the current. This area is a slackwater area, but it's not with the current. So we found no nurdles there and very few nurdles at the cutoff point here at the end of Patterson Road. Although we did find a bag of nurdles really high up on the bank. So this bag could have been a very early deposition, but we have very low, like we might have a coffee cup of nurdles for that whole area, as opposed to the buckets that we have in some of these other places. So there could be other places we could check along Algiers, again, where the levee kind of comes into the river. You've got the piers. I was just driving Patterson Drive, seeing like, oh, is the levee cutting in? I'm going to pull over. And yes, at that workspace, we had a bunch. At Chalmette in front of Carnarvon, at Carnarvon Beach, especially west of the intake, we had a good bit. That's a scoop and sift area, whereas the beach east of the intake, you could probably get away with a dustpan. And you can park right across the street from this, and it's a bit of a hike, but this is a huge area that needs to be cleaned. And after I call y'all, I might even just do a separate NRC to report it. Some other places to check that I haven't, Violet Canal, are they getting through? It's kind of hard to access the intake for Violet Canal, but I was thinking about checking, on the wharf, see if they've come through the gates. Dockville, we could reach out to our friends there to see if they have any on the river. It's worth a shot. They don't have a lot of piers or stuff that would aggregate though. I'd like to check Studio in the Woods, because again, you can see it's where there might be the end of a sandbar, given the way the levee turns in that place. That might be precisely the place where we have a lot of accumulation of nurdles. And there might be some other places, if we're done with the tour, that Tulane or the Coast Guard have access to. The river is so low. You may have noticed that many of these polygons are in water according to this map. And I think it behooves us to try to get out there before the river gets too high again and everything gets resuspended. So, you know, I'm not sure why the river levee gets a dip in the Tulane property, but we could ask our friends at Tulane for access to this site, for example, and that could be a good place to check. Um, but I've color coded these polygons with the rough densities of things that we found and highlighted some other areas we could check. And then, yeah, we could check the Chalmette Ferry. I mean, sorry, the Belle Chase Ferry. Oh no, that's not Belle Chase Ferry. That's the old Superfund site. But yeah, this is a place that's the edge of a sandbar because one of the old sediment diversions was planned for this area. So it's kind of known. It's a place where stuff accumulates. So we could check that, and then also I think the Belle Chase Scarsdale Ferry would probably be a good place to check. I'm just going to put Scarsdale. You know, our first observations in Plaquemines Parish indicated it's definitely in the parish. And I'm curious to know where the intakes are. But that's my tour for now of places we've checked. I'll throw this up on Google Maps and probably add some places to check that we could look out for in the coming months as we document this August 2nd nurdle spill. I think it's pretty troubling. We've never seen it this bad before, and we want this place to be held accountable. So if we have any new facilities that spread nurdles around, which apparently there are going to be, there are many planned, we can hold each company accountable in their own right, and not have what we have with the coal and petcoke situation, which is the total abdication cleanup. We got to stay on top of it, as they say. All right, peace.